The National Weather Service confirms a tornado hit Stanley last night. Stanley firefighters say no one was seriously hurt in the storm, but there is plenty of damage in town.
Multiple tornadoes hit Wisconsin during a severe weather outbreak in December. One of those ripped through Stanley, Wisconsin. WEAU's Leanne State
efforts are ongoing today in Stanley. Even though many people spent another day without power, spirits were high as volunteers descended on the community.
We didn't know on December 14th that December 15th there'd be a tornado touching down in Stanley, Wisconsin.
In 2020, the Community Foundation of Chippewa County started the Response Recovery Rebuild Fund for future crisis situations. That fund is now being used to help the City of Stanley get back on their feet from the EF2 tornado that ripped through their community.
Once the tornado touched down and we realized, okay, this is definitely a crisis that's impacting Chippewa County, we decided we would open the fund for this specific crisis situation.
The fund was able to grant $20,000 to organizations directly serving Stanley and their efforts to rebuild.
One of the highlights for us to be able to help with this year was the City of Stanley Police Department, in that we gave them a grant to purchase a radio tower, an antenna, and a repeater for future crisis preparedness.
Herriges says the fund will be a part of the Community Foundation forever.
All the monies that's gifted to the fund will be available to grant out for future crisis situations.
Shortly after this event, when we determined or found out that the Response Recovery Grant might be available, I really thought, that this would be a great opportunity for us to invest in some of those things, such as radio and repeater and a tower, to really help with those communications, because not only is that going to help the emergency services, but really in general, it really helps everybody in the community, because if you're having an emergency, whether it be medical or otherwise, if you're calling for help, my hope with that, we're going to get that information as quickly as possible and be able to relay services to your residents or wherever it is as quickly as possible. But if there's a break in the communication or there's an issue with communication, that all takes time, and time really could cost somebody's life. Again, in this particular situation, we had really dozens, if not hundreds of people really within our community that lost their home or business and really were directly impacted. On top of the fact that this was a week and a half before Christmas, you hear about it on the news, and you think about it. Well, what would happen if that happened in our community? Would we ever see that? And again, I was kind of blown away. I would never have expected the response that we got, and we really can never ever repay anybody for that. But I think with the experience that we did have, I feel like we would certainly be in a better position, in the event that this were to happen again in our community, God forbid, or somewhere else, that our people would definitely want to repay everybody that helped us out, and we would help in any way that we could.